Hey guys, welcome back to LoopHub. Today we'll talk about the most disgusting moments on Dr. Pimple Popper. Let's head into it. Number 1. Tail-like lipoma. Taylor has been self-conscious about her appearance since she was a young girl due to a lipoma that has been growing on her butt. Taylor had been keeping the fact hidden from the world while pondering how to deal with it, fearful that others would point fingers at it. Taylor sought aid from a doctor after several fruitless attempts to figure out what it was, and was told it was lipoma. Taylor was then told that the lipoma might be treated with surgery to remove it. Taylor was overjoyed to learn this, and was looking forward to living a life free of a lipoma that resembled a tail. Taylor, however, observed that the tumor had returned a few weeks following the procedure. When she went to see the doctor, he was told that it was something she could live with for the rest of her life. Taylor, on the other hand, was not convinced. Her confidence began to collapse as she felt hurt and disappointed. Taylor chose to visit with Dr. Sandra Lee for a consultation after years of waiting. She told her about her medical background, but Lee was skeptical. Lee warned Taylor there are two caution bells. The first is, why did this doctor remove this and then it reappeared? Then there's the fact that a typical lipoma does not appear at birth, which is a significant deal for me. That comes with experience. It's possible that something else is going on. Taylor was even asked if she had any past medical history by Lee. Taylor remarked, "It's never affected anything like that than my confidence. I've never had a problem in my life." Before proceeding with any treatment, Lee decided to get an MRI. Taylor returned a few days later to receive her results. Dr. Lee was astonished to learn that Taylor had lipomeningocele, a disorder in which a patient develops a fat deposit or lipoma inside the spinal cord. Despite her reservations about the procedure, Lee agrees to remove some fat, but warns Taylor about the potential effects on her spinal cord. Remember, now that we know what this is connected to, anything that creates trauma in this location might possibly damage her spinal nerves. Despite this, Taylor consents to the procedure after discussing with her father. While some lumps remained, the transformation had been dramatic. Taylor's lipoma didn't resemble a tail as it had in the past. She was happy to notice the improvement and promised Lee that she would feel confident for the rest of her life. Number 2. 47-year-old bumps. Dr. Sandra Lee will be treating 3 patients whose skin condition is frighteningly unusual on the January 18 episode of TLC's Dr. Pimple Popper. Audrey is the first, with growth clusters primarily around her neck, shoulders, armpits, chest, and crotch area. The bumps are extremely painful, according to the 47-year-old, who compares it to imagining your worst pimple and multiplying it by 100. Popping her own pimples was the only way she could get some relief from the anguish. She claimed it relieved her discomfort right away. Audrey has 3 kids, the oldest of whom has recently given birth. Audrey has seen 20 dermatologists in an attempt to get rid of her blemishes, but they keep reappearing. Dr. Sandra Lee, she added, was her one light of hope. Audrey was also on a lot of hefty medicine because she had a kidney transplant and chromium illness. Given her weakened immune system, Lee was unsure if she could do any surgery on her. She made the decision to begin popping and see how it went. Lee was careful not to overdo the popping and just focused on a few lumps on her neck. Lee described the golden liquid that seeped out like her mother-in-law's cheese fondue. Delicious? Number 3. A mask of blackheads. Dr. Sandra Lee is back with another sebum-filled episode of her weekly YouTube storytime vlog. Sandra Lee treated an anonymous elderly man with a mask consisting of hundreds of blackheads around his cheeks, temples, and brow bones in this week's edition of Dr. Pimple Popper's weekly storytime. When Lee inquired about what others thought of his blackheads, the elderly man said he felt like Antonio Banderas' masked vigilante character from the film Zorro. "It's like you're wearing a blackhead mask," Lee explained as he removed blackheads from the man's cheek. The old man has spent decades working in air freight industry, where he was exposed to jet fuel for the majority of the day, generating an accumulation of blackheads on his face. He told Lee that his shifts were frequently 10 hours long, exposing him to acne-causing gases over extended periods of time. In the video, Lee says, "Sometimes when I see ones like this, the occupation that individuals have had has been a fireman or anything like that, where they're in suit a lot. You weren't a firefighter, but you worked in air freight so much that you had jet fuel or exhaust on your face all the time." This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.